want to share an incredible story which moved me, even though it doesn't have the happiest ending, but I still find it extremely powerful. So in 2008, there was a boy named Dvir Emanuelov, and Dvir, unfortunately, died in the fighting in Gaza as an Israeli soldier. And his mother took it really hard. To make things even worse, a few months earlier, her husband had died. And so now she had two tragedies. And 6 months after the tragedy of losing Dvir, she wasn't doing so well. And she turned to Hashem and said, Hashem, Elokim, please send me a hug from Dvir. Send me a hug. And that day, her daughter wanted to go to an arts and crafts fair. She didn't really want to go. She wasn't in the mood. But to not disappoint her daughter, she went. And Dalia was a preschool teacher. And she sees a little boy. And she loves children. She said, what's your name? And he said, my name's Eshel. She said, wow, what a great name, Eshel. Do you want to be my friend? And he said, yes. So Eshel sat down next to Dalia. And sitting right behind Dalia was Eshel's parents. So at a certain point, Eshel's father called him and said, Eshel, come sit next to me and Dvir. So at this point, Dalia was shocked. Dvir? That's the name of her boy. And she asked, is that the baby's name? Because they had a baby named Dvir. And she said, yes. And she was so shocked, she said, excuse me for asking, but do you know when this baby was born? And she said, yeah, 6 months ago. And how did he get that name, Dvir? Well, you see, the baby in my stomach wasn't doing so well. And the doctors said he had some rare disease, and they were worried he wasn't going to survive, and they had no way to help him. So I turned to God. And that day I had heard about a boy named Dvir who had passed away in the army. I said, God, please save my baby, and I'll name him Dvir in honor of this fallen soldier. And when the family heard this, they were in shock. The only thing they could do is they handed just spontaneously the baby to Dalia, the mother, and gave her a big hug. Just like she had davened for. So I said it doesn't have a happy ending because Dvir didn't miraculously come back, and I'm sure the pain of Dalia was horrible beyond belief. But that hug that she got from Hashem, that was Hashem's way, I believe, of saying that everything happens for a reason. And Dvir lived the years that he was supposed to be allotted in life. And there's a reason for everything, and Hashem is watching over, loving and hugging every one of us. So I hope you remember that. And again, thank you to Rabbi David Ashir and Daily Amuna One for retelling that beautiful story.